How do you end up from being an aspiring concert pianist interested in Russia?
Well, the first thing that you do is fail as an aspiring concert pianist, because I went to college to be a music major. I was a music major for 2 years, and at the end of my sophomore year, I went to the Aspen Music Festival School. And I met 12-year-olds who could play from sight what it had taken me all year to learn. And I had that moment, that epiphany.
Yeah.
You're good, but not great.
That happens in golf as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you're going to be one of those people playing in the department store while people shop, but you're not about to play Carnegie Hall. So I started looking for a major. And I wandered into a course in international politics taught by Joseph Corbell. He was actually Madeleine Albright's father. And Joseph Corbell opened up this world to me of things international, things diplomatic, and I thought, that's what I want to be. I want to be a Soviet specialist. And you know, fortunately, when I went home and told my parents, they didn't say, so let me get this right, you're a black girl from Birmingham, Alabama, and you're going to be a Soviet specialist. They sort of said,
Naturally.
You know, naturally, it's a natural
Yeah.
thing. But I do tell my students very often, I say, you know, the thing about finding something you're passionate about is you should never let anybody look at you and say, well, you don't look like somebody who ought to have that passion. Your passion's your passion. And so I was very grateful that I found it.
When you look at Russia then and now, what do you see?
I see something very sad, actually. The Russians are among the world's most educated, intellectual, creative people. I mean, this is the country of Pushkin and Tchaikovsky. This is people, they still read poetry in their homes. They still recite poetry from memory in their homes. And yet they've had the worst politics for 300 years of probably any people on earth. And right now, their experiment with democracy after the collapse of the Soviet Union has been reversed. And we're looking at an authoritarian regime under Vladimir Putin that has systematically taken away the rights that we enjoy. But I keep thinking that this isn't the future of Russia. In the 20 plus years since the Soviet Union collapsed, the Russians have gotten accustomed to traveling. They've become people who have 30-year mortgages and spoil their children at McDonald's and Toys R Us. And sooner or later, they are going to be a people who will insist on their fundamental freedoms. I teach Russians in my classes here at Stanford, and they're different than their parents and their grandparents were. So I'm still hopeful and optimistic, but right now the situation's sad.